Right, guys, so today I'm going to be telling you who I think is the best operator in Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm going to be ranking every attacker for this video. I might do a defender video later, but for this video it's the top rated attackers. I'm going to put them in separate classes, those classes being S, A, B, and C. So let's get this going, man. Okay, guys, so I'm going to start off with C class, and in that class is IQ, Glaz, and Montagne. I'm gonna try and keep it as quick as possible for you, but let's start, I suppose. So, firstly, IQ. She has great guns, but a terrible gadget. Her gadget is next to useless, even though theoretically it shouldn't be, because she should be able to see where everyone is, because everybody has mobile devices on them. But let's not talk about that. Next, you have Glaz. His gun, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty bad right now. Every gun gets a one-shot headshot, so what's the point of a sniper rifle? Because sometimes it can barely down anyone. And let alone his gadget. His gadget is just a flip-up ACOG, but it's no more special than a normal ACOG, and the fact that it's red sometimes makes it worse. And then Montagne is a character that sort of relies solely on teamwork. And there's not a lot of that goes around in Rainbow Six Siege. Plus the shields, some shields are next to useless in that game, and there's a reason Blitz is ranked higher. It's just because he has the ability to flash people with his shield, and that's what makes him better. Montagne is solely based on that teamwork, and if you don't use the teamwork, there's no point having him at all. But now moving on to the B class, that consists of Fuse, Blitz, and Twitch. Now, obviously people will have, they'll disagree with the placement I've put some of these people, but that's okay because it's all opinion. And these are just my opinion, but Fuse himself, great gadget, can't use it all the time, and nowadays, just like Kapkan's trap, it rarely scores you a kill. It rarely even gets you an injure. You usually wind up just clearing a room of gadgets and traps, which is great, don't get me wrong. But half the time people hear you placing it down and they shoot that window anyways, so you do put yourself at risk for very minimal reward, I would say. And his guns, his LMG is mediocre. His AK is good, but its recoil coupled with its sort of bad Russian ACOG isn't a good combination, and it sort of just loses you kills sometimes. And obviously he has a shield. He does have one of the strongest pistols in the game, which is a bonus, so if you want to use him as a shield user, then he's possibly good, but other than that, he's pretty mediocre. Blitz is great, but he's also really bad. Like, his shield flash, it's like a 50-50. Sometimes you flash people, sometimes you don't. If you don't have to play him properly, you'll wind up getting rushed and knifed. I know I knife a lot of Blitz users all the time because they just don't know how to handle themselves. But I've only put him in this class because the general majority of people can't use him properly. But if people did, he's probably close to an A class because you can do a lot of damage with Blitz, but hey, that's how it is. And Twitch I've put in B class because her guns, the 417 is terrible. It's just never use that gun, please. The FAMAS is god tier for weapons. And then, but her gadget is what really lets her down. The gadget is somewhat next to useless. It's good for if you down someone in the room and you don't want to run in that room because you're not sure if there's anyone else in there. You can send in a gadget and you can use your shock drone to take out that downed person. That's one of the main uses, but I feel like her gadget would be so much better if it was able to jump, which it cannot at this current state. And it should be able to jump, maybe not as high as a normal drone, obviously, because it's a lot bigger. But the fact is, if you want to get it onto like a top floor of a building and you're outside and you throw it down on the floor, you're going to need to go up all the staircases. With other drones, you'd be able to jump in through windows, etc. It's just the speed and the movement of a drone are not nearly comparable to a normal drone, and therefore it makes her gadget kind of bad, because by the time you get to an area, it's possible that you would have been shot along the way. You can't escape from gunfire as well as easily. It's likely that your drone isn't going to make it to wherever you want it to, or wherever you want it to use it. Okay, now we're getting into the good classes. And A class will consist of Ash, Sledge, and Buck. Now I'm gonna start with Buck here, because back in the day, Buck would have been so far down. Might have even put him in D class, because goddamn, his underbarrel shotgun was absolutely terrible. But now they've patched him, and he's straight almost god tier, because you'll know someone's in a room. If the wall's breakable, you can just shotgun the wall, boom, massive hole, clear out the room if you need to. He's a complete badass of an operator right now. His gun still needs a bit of tweaking. I think the recoil, the first shot recoil, it's not even first shot, it's more like first 5 shots, are insanely high and insanely hard to control. But other than that, he is actually just a really good operator. Sometimes you may say, oh, his gadget's not as useful as other operators, but it really is, considering this game right now in its current state. It's just a giant TDM match. Buck's probably one of the best operators to pick for that style of gameplay. Now we have Sledge. Sledge is pretty much the same as Buck. You just run around, smack holes in the wall, kill everyone. He's got what I consider one of the best guns in the game. And he also has the SMG-11, which even after its quotation marks nerf, is still probably the best gun in the game. Or the best secondary in the game, at least. But yeah, there's nothing more to say. You go around, smack a giant hole in the wall, look like a badass, kill people. Good guns, easy to aim, easy to get kills. What more do you want? And you got Ash. Ash now is actually like my number one operator. She's like my personal operator that I pick every time on attackers. Simply because it's so versatile as to what you can do. Because you can go around, she can carry breaching charges, which means she can breach normal walls. Then she has her actual gadget, which is the projectile. It's like a projectile breach charger. But that can destroy castles, walls, it can destroy shields. It's strong enough that it could down/kill people. And her guns are great. The G36C, that is a good gun, but it's sort of slow firing, doesn't hit as hard. And the R4C, I think it's called, that's the gun I use now. It has a bit of kick, but once you learn the gun, you can put an ACOG in that gun and then you'll be good to go. The amount of kills I've gotten with that gun is ridiculous. It's just really a work of art. But overall, she moves really fast, but as far as I can tell right now, she seems to just sponge bullets a lot as well, which is kind of useful. So she's like a level 1 armor character, so she can run really fast. But she also takes a lot more bullets than I think she's supposed to, but maybe that's because she's running so fast, she's just avoiding bullets. You don't notice it. But either way, she is a really good operator. Close to S-class, but not quite important enough in a round. Like, you don't particularly need her. But, alright, let's move on. So these classes might cause a bit of, like, controversy in the term, but people think Thermite is the, like, number one operator to have. Like, you always need him. And while he is, I believe Thatcher is more important. And this is why. So Thermite, obviously, he's the only one who can breach a reinforced wall. But if the defending team has gadgets on that wall, he's next to useless. His charge will be blocked, his charge will be destroyed, depending if they have like a mute or a bandit. And the only person that can stop that from happening is Thatcher. And then Thermite's guns are okay. They're not the best, they're not the worst. He has a good pistol. His rifle's not bad. But his gadget is useless without the cooperation of a Thatcher. And if you're lucky, they won't have the walls blocked, but I don't know why they wouldn't in the first place. And whereas Thatcher, he has breaching charges, so he can destroy normal walls just like Thermite can. He has the EMP charge, which means he can clear rooms of those objects and help Thatcher out, or help Thermite out. Sorry. He also has great guns, two really great assault rifles, and his pistols mediocre, but that's fine. But his gadget just allows him to do what he needs to do. If he can't break down a wall because it's blocked, because it's jammed, he can just throw down his EMP and destroy that jammer. And generally, he's just versatile. There's always a time in the match if you're Thatcher, someone's calling for your name because something's jammed, etc. So they're like, "Oh, Thatcher, come here, we need you to help." So I think I'm gonna put Thermite in an S class because he really is pretty much necessary in almost every map. But I want to put Thatcher in S plus because I think he is the single number one operator you really need alongside Thermite, and he's the guy who makes Thermite actually viable in certain matches, whereas Thatcher is always viable. Okay guys, well those are my rankings. Rather poorly spoken, I would say, but hey, I'm just starting out on this. But yeah, those are my rankings for the operators. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you agree with me. Even if you don't, it's cool. It's the whole point of this. Let me know if you think they should have been played slightly differently. Just just give me your opinions down in the comments below. I'm gonna let the rest of this footage play out here. It's pretty much a battle royale at the end of this. Like, I grabbed the hostage and then it's just straight TDM outside of this place. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a good day, yeah? See ya.
Securing package.
We've got the hostage. Get them to the extraction point. Hostiles approaching. Keep the hostage secure.
Move, quickly.
Set the hostage free. Need to re-secure the hostage.
Up you go.
Hostage secured. Move to the extraction point.
Over there.
Extraction successful. Good work.